Before we get into the new business that you've developed, you mentioned briefly that you say you come from a land of blocked writers. I would love to hear about that.
Yes. I come from the tribe of blocked writers. At the age of 3, I knew I was meant to write, and I've spent a long time learning how to write, and would always meet this block where I couldn't finish things, and I couldn't bring things to completion. I would write brilliant first acts and have visions of the end, but couldn't get the whole thing to work together. So I developed a process to break through that and basically get people out of their head and into their genius. And it's the whole idea of really understanding that if you really want to write, that internal guide will take you, but you have to stop thinking so that the guide takes over. And it's a process of of letting go of perfection, letting go of needing to know, and exploring random acts of genius by just taking whatever comes to you and believing that the idea that you have is enough to go forward.
Yeah, isn't that something that makes a writer a writer, is the person that just is overthinking everything, overanalyzing, like this analysis paralysis that a lot of people go through?
Yeah, and especially when you're writing for a living or writing because you want to create a living, there tends to have a place where writers thinking that they need to meet the marketplace. I need to write something that'll sell. I need to write something that will be great. And if you think about it, the way artistry works, the way writing really works, is that you're the conduit and you're the toolbox. And if you can trust that what you have and what you know is enough to finish a story, and you allow, like having a toolbox. So there's a toolbox for suspense. There's a toolbox for creating love. There's a toolbox for creating a big finish or creating that page turner. There's actual tools for that. So you can learn the tools, but the story itself is part of you, and the moments are part of you. And the big thing is realizing that stories in general are not plot. We think they're plot, but they're not. They're emotions. They're moments that generate emotion. So if you become more concerned with the things inside you that feel like they're emotional, and you get those emotions on the page or in a scene, then you can find ways to create the internal logic of a story to bring them together. So, so it's just shifting from plot into emotion, really.